From the Detroit Free Press, it's Friday, September 4th. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Bush's has over 4,000 Michigan products, including the freshest fruit and vegetables, meat, seafood, and baked goods. Stop by one of Bush's 16 locations for the personal service you expect from your neighborhood grocer.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Kerry Jr. II. The state of Michigan reports 685 new cases of the coronavirus and 10 new deaths. 9 deaths were uncovered in a review of death certificates. In total, there are over 104,000 COVID-19 cases and 6,500 deaths statewide. Gyms, pools, and organized sports are returning to Michigan. Thursday, Governor Whitmer announced an order reopening gyms and pools September 9th, and a new order from state health officials also permits organized sports. Both orders come with a list of guidelines and restrictions for everyone to follow for businesses and sports to continue. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services advises against contact sports like basketball, football, and soccer, but it doesn't prohibit people from playing them. According to a Whitmer spokeswoman, movie theaters, bowling alleys, and other businesses must in general remain closed. Bowling alleys, ice rinks, and other venues of the sort are only allowed to open for organized sports with limited guests. The Michigan Unemployment Agency is set to begin processing the $300 federal payments, but who receives the money and how long the payments last are determined by a few different factors. Free Press reporter Adrian Roberts has the details. Well, Adrian, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell me how this benefit differs from the previous payments that people received early in the pandemic?
Yeah, so this is very different than the $600 benefit, which people got at the start of the pandemic, and it was part of the CARES Act. And that money lasted through July 25th. So Congress could not come to an agreement. Republicans were saying, we're not going to give $600. Democrats were saying, no, this is what we need to do. And eventually, President Donald Trump had to take action, and he signed in an executive order that stipulated that states could apply for $300 in federal benefits. And they could also add in their own extra $100 on top of the state benefits, making it $400. But that money comes out of FEMA's pot of money. So it's a little bit different in that it's a finite number. You can't just keep adding money to that pot. And it also, it's tied in with hurricane relief funding. So there's a lot of questions still about this money.
Michigan applied for the benefits and the application was approved. So when can people expect to receive their payments from the unemployment agency?
They're going to start releasing those payments next week. I wouldn't even want to fathom a guess as to when everyone will actually see that amount of money. It could take weeks, months. I'm not sure. And the other thing that's kind of weird about this is that, let's say your business called you back to work recently and they didn't have enough business, so they unfortunately laid you off again, and you go to file a new unemployment claim in the coming weeks here. You're probably not going to get that money. It's retroactive to August 1st. So the people that are getting this money were maybe still on unemployment, or they came off it recently, but were unemployed in August.
And so what about freelance and self-employed individuals? Will they receive any benefits?
The Unemployment Insurance Agency is saying that they will. You have to already be making $100 in state unemployment benefits. So if you're under that threshold, you would not get the benefit. But what we're being told, it's nearly 1 million people in Michigan that would be eligible. And that's pretty much all the people filing for unemployment benefits. So hopefully it seems like not too many people are going to be left out.
Free Press reporter Adrian Roberts, thank you so much for this breakdown.
Thanks for having me.
The agency estimates 910,000 Michigan residents will receive the supplemental benefits from the program. That's the latest. For more information on COVID-19 in Michigan, visit www.freep.com.
Dave Burkett here, along with Carlos Monarez for another preseason Zoom. And Carlos, we're closing in on roster cut day. Saturday, 4 p.m., every NFL team has to cut their roster down to 53 players. Lions, I think, sit at 79 right now. So they've got a few moves to make. And I think there's some, I went through and did my 53-man roster prediction this morning. And there are a couple battles that I still had a tough time with, and particularly on special teams. I mean, let's go right to it. Don Muehlbach. I know, how can you not love Don Muehlbach, right? He's been here forever. He's a long snapper. Are we at the end of the line for Don Muehlbach as a Lion?
I know I haven't been charting every long snap rep like you have, but it's hard to imagine them getting rid of a fan favorite like Don. Do you really want to be the regime that ended Don Muehlbach's career over something that really is almost imperceptible of a difference?
All right, hold on. It's got to end at some point. It's not like he's going to play until he's 50.
After his contract's over, when he becomes a free agent, just don't renew.
Contract's been over 7 straight years, and they keep re-signing him.
I know.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Tad Davis. Hundreds of people in Michigan have died as a result of the coronavirus, but to us, they're more than a number. The Detroit Free Press is telling the stories of loved ones lost due to the coronavirus. If you have a family member who has died and you would like to share their story, we'd like to hear from you. To share your story, you can leave us a voicemail at 313-444-2760 or fill out the form at our website.